Welcome back to the Beecommercer Daily Buzz. It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. Today's theme is clear. Search visibility is becoming a trust system, while commerce platforms are trying to own more of what happens after discovery. And we have a major Google update to start with. Google began rolling out its August 2026 spam update globally on August 18th. The update applies across all languages and may take several days to complete. It is Google's third confirmed spam update this year, after updates in March and June. Google has not announced a new spam policy category for this rollout. That means the existing spam policies remain the main reference point. And those policies already address attempts to manipulate generative AI experiences inside search, including AI overviews and AI mode. That does not mean Google said this particular update specifically targets AI manipulation, but it does make one principle very clear. Geo is not permission to manufacture signals, and marketers should not react to one day of ranking volatility while the update is still rolling out. Recovery from spam systems can also take much longer than the rollout itself, because Google needs time to recognize sustained changes in behavior. A more durable strategy starts with trust. One interesting example is the About page. An About page can act as a factual trust hub for customers, Google, and AI systems. The useful information is not generic brand language. It is concrete information about the company, purpose, history, products, founders, partnerships, customers, awards, media coverage, and verifiable use cases. Consistency matters too. The company should not describe itself one way on the website and another way across LinkedIn, press coverage, product pages, and directory listings. This leads to a bigger change in search strategy. A Google ranking report might look healthy, while ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or Perplexity describe the brand differently or recommend competitors. So search visibility is becoming a multi-engine discipline. But that does not mean brands need a separate story for every engine. The better goal is one clear brand story, supported by enough evidence that several systems reach the same conclusion. Now let's look at how Google and ChatGPT are interacting. One study analyzed 13.1 billion Google search events from more than 9 million opted-in users. ChatGPT was the sixth most clicked destination in that dataset, and it received a higher proportion of paid clicks than the other major destinations analyzed. That is interesting because it challenges the idea that the future is simply Google versus ChatGPT. A user can begin on Google, click into ChatGPT, ask a detailed question, then return to Google, YouTube, Reddit, or a merchant website. The customer journey is becoming a network rather than a funnel. The study also found Google's zero-click rate increased during the period. Organic clicks declined. Paid clicks showed no meaningful change. So when organic traffic falls, teams need to ask what actually happened. Did demand disappear? Did Google answer the question without a click? Did the user move into an AI assistant? Or was more of the demand captured through paid search? Another interesting finding was that only around 14% of Google clicks went to websites explicitly named in the query, which means most clicks were still discovery clicks. Google is still introducing users to brands they were not specifically searching for. Now let's move to e-commerce. E-commerce represented 17.1% of U.S. retail sales in the second quarter of 2026. Seasonally adjusted e-commerce sales reached more than $340 billion, but the line between online and offline shopping is becoming harder to see. Phone use while shopping inside physical stores increased significantly between early 2024 and 2026. Customers are checking reviews, comparing prices, checking inventory, and confirming payment options while standing inside the store. The phone is becoming a confidence tool. Digital discovery can influence a transaction that still appears as offline revenue. Platforms also want to own more of that transaction. TikTok is reportedly exploring peer-to-peer payments through direct messages. The feature is still in development, but it would push TikTok further from social discovery toward financial interaction. Alipay has also launched a merchant platform built around AI agents. These companies already understand discovery, payments, or merchant behavior. Now they want to automate more of the path between customer intent and business action. For brands, the strategic question is which parts of that transaction layer they are comfortable outsourcing, and which customer data and capabilities need to remain portable. Now for a few advertising and measurement updates. Google Ads Asset Studio is centralizing more creative operations. Advertisers can generate and edit images, crop approved assets into different ratios, replace backgrounds, create videos, add AI voiceovers, and animate static images. But the real value is not producing infinite creative. It is adapting a strong approved concept more efficiently. Brands should keep their original creative files, brand guidelines, usage rights, and approval history outside Google Ads. And every AI-generated edit still needs review. TikTok attribution is another area where process matters. TikTok Ads Manager allows different click, engaged view, and view through attribution windows. But those settings do not automatically change the attribution window used by an independent MMP. So two systems can report different totals without either system being technically broken. Before calling it a tracking failure, check whether the definitions are different. Finally, Google's advertiser disputes offer another reminder about independent measurement. The platform selling the media also controls much of the auction, inventory, and reporting. Marketers should preserve independent revenue, CRM, media cost, and incrementality data. Platform efficiency is useful,
Independent evidence makes that efficiency easier to trust. So what connects everything today? Search is moving across more surfaces. AI applications are becoming destinations. Commerce platforms are moving deeper into payments and operations. But every one of those systems still depends on reliable information, clear company facts, accurate product data, credible sources, consistent measurement, and businesses capable of completing the real-world transaction. The brands that win will not optimize every new platform independently. They will make the underlying business easier to understand, easier to verify, and easier to transact with wherever the customer begins. That is all for today's Beecommercer Daily Buzz. See you next time.